Will AI replace me? Here is a genuine Amazon software engineer's thoughts. I think the best way to explain this would be to actually go about my day and then show you guys all the use cases that I currently have with AI, whether it's just day-to-day life stuff and everything I do within my work. And then at the end of the day, we can have a actual verdict based on what you guys see and then what I think in terms of if AI will actually replace me. Oh my gosh, I'm so unflexible. So I guess the first thing that I usually talk to AI about is I use ChatGPT voice assistant all the time for food related things now. For example, today I was packing up chicken, eggs, and spinach. And the reason for that is because, wait, let me take my headphones off so you can actually hear this. Hey, Ada, what are the superfoods that are actually really good for me?
Some top superfoods include leafy greens like spinach and kale, berries such as
I
blueberries.
already eat spinach. So I have some spinach, eggs, chicken, rice, things like that. And you mentioned previously that if I want to go on a diet, I should have 400 to 500 grams of food per meal, right?
Yes, aiming for around 400 to 500 grams per meal can be a good target, especially if you're focusing on nutrient-dense foods. It helps ensure you're getting
Okay.
enough volume and
Not only
nutrients
this-
without overeating.
Okay.
That's
I'm talking to my YouTube audience. Stop. I'm talking to my YouTube audience right now. So not only this, you've seen me use this for cooking. It's able to have real-time videos, and I also sometimes take pictures or real-time videos of the food around me. For example, when I was at Costco, it recommended the best yogurt for me to help with my acid reflux and to help with just my gut health in general, right? You're able to help suggest these types of things.
That's right. I can give you suggestions on food choices, help with meal planning, and offer tips for a healthier diet. If you ever need
Okay, so already, beginning of the day, that's the first thing that I use. Now let's head to the office.
Out there's a world outside of Yonkers, way out there beyond this hick town, Barnaby.
So the next thing I use ChatGPT for is for ChatGPT tasks. So this is for when I'm on the SkyTrain. It gives me the recent AI news. At the same time, I also have tasks that give me certain new coding concepts, certain new architectural design, and it just helps me become a better software engineer by learning some of the new things that are available to me and to help figure out the best way to design some type of system in our architecture.
There's a slick town, Barnaby, out there, full of shine and full of sparkle. Close your eyes and see it glisten, Barnaby. Listen, Barnaby.
Alright, so I've been working during the morning on some of our docs. And for my company as a whole, we have internal chatbots that help us with some of the doc writing, helps us with some of the code debugging, things like that. So yeah, I'm using our internal chatbot to help with just cleaning up some of the writing to make it more concise, make the writing much, much better, which for me is highly useful because sometimes, I wouldn't say I'm terrible at English, but this definitely makes it a lot clearer and it's able to organize my thoughts a lot better. So definitely it's increased my writing time by 30-40% because it's able to expand and also clarify my ideas. Okay, let's move on to the next task, which is coding.
Put on your Sunday clothes, there's lots of world out there. Get out the Brilliantine and dime cigars. We're gonna find adventure in the evening air. Girls in white in a perfume night with the lights as bright as the stars. Put on your Sunday clothes.
Alright, so for coding, AI is already super helpful. It can explain code for you by going through whatever classes that you have. And then if you have a bug or something that is not optimized correctly, you can essentially evaluate it and it can auto-complete certain code for you. So essentially, it feels more like I am coming up with the ideas of the code that I want to write, coming up with the things that need to be completed, the code changes that are required, but I act as more of a manager in terms of the components of the code that are auto-completed by the AI or suggested by the AI. And then I do the rest, which the AI can't really do or isn't able to figure out.
Put on your Sunday clothes, we're gonna ride through town in one of those new horse-drawn open cars. We'll see the shows and Delmonico's, and we'll close the town in a whirl, and we won't come home until
Okay, I am back home. I did not get to film the last part of the day because we had Beer Thursday and there was a lot of events with my teammates. And also, right after lunch, we had a ton of meetings, which does lead me to the final component, which is for review meetings, for meetings where we're looking ahead, looking at design docs, looking at ways we can improve the system. There's pretty much no reliance on AI, except for instead of a Google search, now I'll use like the internal chatbot if there's like a term I don't understand, things like that. And this is the part where the reliance on AI is the least because there's the most amount of human to human interaction. I think the one thing is that like when people have written something, you kind of adjust and you comment and you give feedback on the fly. It may be different based on the person and also based on the circumstance of the team. Certain projects will get prioritized, certain projects will not get prioritized. These meetings are things where actually I'm not using too much AI. Also for Beer Thursday, whenever we have that, oh my god, I just get so exhausted for the evening, so I just try to leave as early as possible. Back to the original question of this video, I've gone through quite a few scenarios throughout the day, which is a typical day for me. The things where I use AI and the things that I don't. So from the morning, cooking, looking at architectural design through ChatGPT tasks, and then going to official work using AI chatbots to help me with my coding, but then at the same time, help me with any type of announcements or messages I need to write to make my language more concise. And then, of course, for the review meetings, those are things that I don't use AI as much compared to the other parts of my work. Taking all of this together, here's what I think about AI in general. Will it replace me? Yes. The answer is a resounding yes, at least for the part of me that is a software engineer. If you look at any parts of the software process or any parts of writing, things like that, crafting something, I am essentially a manager for the AI. Essentially, it does some of the coding, it does some of the writing, and then I contribute, but I kind of just oversee things, and then I make sure that everything is all good, and then I only come in if the chatbot is making some type of mistake or if it doesn't really understand something, which is getting more and more rare. The part that is actually in fact more difficult to replace, which I'm having more and more of, is as you become more senior, there's more negotiations in terms of what will be done for the year, the planning, the meetings, all of those things are human to human interactions. So you can make an argument that human interaction is less efficient or requires more adaptability to adjust to certain situations. And that's something that at least a current AI chatbot without context or without like a fast way to adapt is not going to replace that much. So I guess I am still needed to review people's code, to review problems, and also assess, contextualize, and adapt based on particular situations. And it makes sense. The verdict should be, at this point, our raw intelligence or like our knowledge, our ability, like if we interpret intelligence as our ability to write code, to be able to do certain tasks, to be able to quantify certain things, AI is already way better than us in pretty much all of those areas. But the one thing that I think I still have is adaptability. And humans are incredibly efficient. If you think about it, our lives are really short. We have very limited data. We have very limited storage. We sometimes don't even remember things that happened from the day before. What we're really good at doing is experiencing things just a couple of times and being able to pattern match and then being able to figure those things out with very, very limited experiences and background. But in the future, who knows? Maybe we can figure out a model that can be even more efficient than us there. But I think their main limitation is that if you're using silicon-based system, it's not going to be as adaptable as, the human brain, where we have trillions of neuron connections that can adapt and adjust based on certain experiences and are more malleable to specific contexts. That's why I think, at least in the short term, it will maybe replace some of the junior engineer coding And then maybe it will free up even junior engineers to be able to think more about big picture and what exactly, which projects matter the most and how to manage things. So I feel like my job description has turned from a software engineer to more of a code manager and code architectural manager rather than the person who is actually physically coding all the time. Okay, that's it for me for this video. I am super tired because of Beer Thursday, so see you guys in the next vlog.